The structure of SONAR is really important. David, tell us about the simple structure of SONAR.
Okay, Graham. Well, having put together areas that are alike into single groups, it's then a matter of describing them. So in order to describe the groups, we've put them into different sort of types. The first sort of broad grouping to all of the SONAR codes, of which incidentally there are 80, is called lifestage. So we have sort of 6 broad groups going from young singles, Group A, young families, Group B, families, Group C, mature families, which is another stage of life stage, empty nesters, Group E, and finally retired people. So that we're trying to capture life stage in the classification of SONAR. The other very important dimension to SONAR is the affluence grouping. We divide the 80 groups into 4 bands, going from most affluent to least affluent. And roughly speaking, a quarter of all households are in each of the groups. So that when you come to perform a profile or do some analysis, you know immediately, having done the profile, what the characteristics of your file are in very broad terms. Are they young? Are they poor? Are they rich? Are they...
So by grouping those together, it's possible to have E empty nesters who are affluent. So
yes.
That would be E1.
Yes, and there might be more than one of the 80 groups in that. So there would be an E11 and then there would be an E12. There might be 3 or 4.
Right.
And broadly speaking, E11 I would try and make the most affluent within it.
Right.
An E14, although it's still affluent because it's in my top 20, 25, would
so
be...
if you're talking about the top 25% of affluence, you're still talking the most affluent,
yeah.
But you've gone even further and split down affluence within that 25%.
Yeah,
so you've got empty nesters who are affluent, who are the most affluent, so E11.
Yeah, so indirectly all of the 80 codes are ranked by affluence, going from 1 through to 80.
That's so easy to get, isn't it? I mean, you've got a life stage, which we all understand where we all are, young singles, young families, mature families, empty nesters and retired, and then you group them by affluence groups in 25% groupings. And if you take the top grouping in terms of affluence, which is affluent, that's group 1. Yes. And then you've split group 1 down into a series of further groups. Now, is it another 4 groups typically, or is it even more than
well, it varies a little bit from group to group. So what you get when you do a SONAR profile, you get a profile of it by life stage.
Right.
You get a profile of your customer base by affluence. You get a profile by the combination of life stage and affluence. Yeah. And then you also get a profile by the full 80 codes. There are 80 different mutually exclusive codes. Right. So you get it by that as well, all within the same profile report, basically. So you can look at the most detailed level and focus in, or you can look at it at a broader level if you so wish. Good. And you can target at any one of those levels. They're not mutually exclusive.